tear ye his coat, and will be upon his coat, and by your doing this we shall be free of our father's murmuring.
It's not ending up well for the brothers, right? But they are getting ready, they're repenting as well.
And so, I mean, really they were trying to, I guess you were coming from a place that had already been there and they had already said it. No, they thought that they were premeditated. Just like they premeditated what they were going to do, this is what they do. Mm-hmm. They premeditated knowing the response of their dad. Mm-hmm. That's why they sent Naphtali first. Mm-hmm. So by the time they got there and he shared that information with them, mm-hmm. that he would not be still murmuring. Mm-hmm. about what happened to Joseph. Mm-hmm. But isn't that something? How are you going to tell somebody how long they're going to mourn? How are you going to predict that? Because somebody please tell me that.
You can't, bro.
How can you predict how long somebody is going to mourn and, how sad they're going to be about their loved one? No one knows. The scripture tells you no man knows the heart. You can't say how long it's going to be, but they thought they were going to premeditate and we're going to control him.
Right.
And so we'll send this on, he'll see this, and we'll be done in his murmurings, yes, not only his mourning about it, but murmuring, because they knew that he was going to accuse them first. He's coming to see, what did y'all do? And that is what he said. Yep. What did you do? What did you do? Because you're always messing with him. It would be different if he didn't know you guys had a reputation. So that was a part of the murmurings too. They thought they were going to put that to rest as well. So verse 28, on account of the multitude of sins, arouse now and see how bitter. So we went through that. See how bitter is my trouble. We'll have to go there again. See how bitter is my trouble for thee, my son. Although I did not rear thee, nor fashion thee, nor give thee breath and soul, but it was the Most High God who formed thee and built thy bones and covered them with flesh and breathed in thy nostrils the breath of life, and then he gave thee unto me. Now truly the Most High, who gave thee unto me, has taken thee from me, and such then has befallen thee. And Jacob continued to speak like unto these words concerning Joseph, and he wept bitterly. He fell to the ground and became still. And all the sons likewise of Jacob, seeing their father's trouble, they repented of what they had done, and they also wept bitterly. Verse 32, and Judah rose up and lifted his father's head from the ground and placed it upon his lap, and he wiped his father's tears from his cheeks. And Judah wept an exceeding great weeping, whilst his father's head was reclining upon his lap, still as a stone. All the life had come out of Israel or Jacob. And the sons of Jacob saw their father's trouble, and they lifted up their voices and continued to weep. And Jacob was yet lying upon the ground, still as a stone. And all his sons and his servants children rose up and stood around him to comfort him, and he refused to be comforted.
Well, I don't want to be comforted. Look, my baby is gone,
Mm-hmm. And the whole household of Jacob rose up and mourned a great mourning on account of Joseph, and their father's trouble. And the intelligence reached Isaac. So the information reached Isaac.
Isaac is who?
The granddad.
Isaac is the granddad, ain't he?
The son of Abraham.
This mourning was so great, in this household of Jacob, that it reached his grandfather. Okay, his grandfather didn't live in this household. His grandfather lived somewhere else. But it reached throughout the land, and it reached his grandfather. And you know what? There's a time and place for everything. The book of Ecclesiastes tells you that. When such a great loss of like this is being lost, it's a time for mourning. Okay? Go ahead, Father.
And the intelligence reached Isaac, the son of Abraham, the father of Jacob, and he wept bitterly on account of Joseph, and he and all his household. And he went from the place where he dwelt in Hebron, and his men with him, and he comforted Jacob his son, and he refused to be comforted.
Even from his father, Isaac tried to come down there and comfort him. He refused to be comforted. Now, Jacob is going off. I mean, he's hurt. Okay. All right.
Well, he feels responsible.
Okay.
And you can't take that away.
Right. Because he sent this boy You know, go ahead.
And after this, Jacob rose up from the ground, and his tears were running down his cheeks. And he said unto his sons, Rise up and take your swords and your bows and go forth into the field and seek whether
Get up. Take your swords and your bows. Go forth into the field. What, prophet?
And seek whether you can find my son's body and bring it unto me that I may bury it.
And you know what? I'm glad we read it now. Remember now, all we got is the coat that's dipped in blood with many colors. We know it's Joseph, but ain't no body. So the Most High moved on Jacob and said, hey, get up. You're sitting around me crying. Go find my son's body. Right? Go ahead, prophet.
Verse 37. Seek also, I pray you, among the beasts and hunt them, that which shall come the first before you seize and bring it unto me. Perhaps the Lord will this day pity my affliction and prepare before you that which did tear my son in pieces.
He's still thinking that his son got torn in pieces, right?
And bring it unto me, and I will avenge the cause of my son. And his sons did as their father had commanded them. And
they better have did what he told them to do. Go ahead.
And they rose up early in the morning, and each took his sword and his bow in his hand, and they went forth into the field to hunt the beast. And Jacob was still crying aloud and weeping and walking to and fro in the house and smiting his hands together, saying, Joseph, my son, Joseph, my son. And the sons of Jacob went into the wilderness to seize the beast, and behold, a wolf came toward them.
Wait a minute. Now, this is what I want to bring out now. This is what I'm bringing out. Jacob said it was the beast that tore up Joseph, right? So now he got his sons out in the field, out in the wilderness, seeking the beast, a so-called beast, right, that killed his son. Well, we're going to see if this is true, but follow us now, right? This is an imagination.
No, it's not true.
I know.
Okay.
But look, this is an imagination that's on Joseph's heart in his mind.
Right. He's trying to come up with a story because he doesn't know what has happened.
Right. And see, we know when we follow the Most High and the Holy Spirit reveals all truth to us. Let's see how this got revealed. Keep going, prophet.
You telling it? Are you telling it?
No.
Because you'll tell the story. You're known for it. And the sons of Jacob went into the wilderness to seize the beast. And behold, a wolf came toward them, and they seized him, and brought him unto their father. And they said unto him, This is the first we have found, and we have brought him unto thee, as thou didst command us. And thy son's body we could not find.
And that son's body we could not find. Right? But this is the first beast we have found. Okay?
All right, verse 41. And Jacob took the beast from the hands of his sons, and he cried out with a loud and weeping voice, holding the beast in his hand. And he spake with a bitter heart unto the beast, Why didst thou devour my son Joseph? And how didst thou have no fear of the Most High of the earth, or of my trouble for my son Joseph?
Now, prophet told us there. Why is Jacob talking to a wolf?
We have dominion. Well, I instantly know, because I walk like that. We have dominion over the fowls of the earth, the beasts. It's in Genesis.
But brothers and sisters, in the book of Genesis, right, we see that Eve was what? What did she do? How did she get beguiled? She
by
was
the
talking
snake, by the serpent.
It was talking to her, right? And this was in the book of Genesis, right? We're still in the book of Jasher. This happened here, okay? At one point in time, there was communication between Adam and the animals. He named them all.
Yeah, he did.
Go ahead, keep reading, prophet.
Verse 41. And Jacob took the beast from the hands of his son, and he cried out with a loud and weeping voice, holding the beast in his hand. And he spoke with a bitter heart unto the beast. Why didst thou devour my son Joseph? And how did thou have no fear of the Most High God of the earth, or of my trouble, or of my trouble for my son Joseph? Why were you, if you wasn't scared of the Most High, why weren't you afraid of me? And thou didst devour, verse 42, and thou didst devour my son for naught, because he committed no violence, and did thereby render me culpable on his account. Therefore, the Most High will require him that is persecuted.
Okay, now, look at this. Go ahead, prophet, bring it out.
Verse 43. And the Lord opened the mouth of the beast.
The Lord what?
The Lord opened the mouth of the beast in order to comfort Jacob with its words.
Jacob's words was so stressed. The Most High gave him an answer through the mouth of what, prophet?
The beast.
He did what? Read verse 43 again.
And the Lord opened the mouth of the beast in order to comfort Jacob with its words. And it answered Jacob and spoke these words unto him. As the Most High liveth, who created us in the earth, and as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I did not see thy son, neither did I tear him to pieces. But from a distant land I also came to seek my son, who went from me this day, and I know not whether he be living or dead.
Wait a minute. The wolf is talking back to Jacob. He's holding it up in his hand. It is giving testimony to the Most High God, as the Most High God created me. It's giving testimony that it didn't do it. And it's telling you,
I'm looking for my son.
I'm looking for my son.
The Lord opened his mouth so that he would speak to him. But, you know, everybody's like, that's not impossible. We have dominion over the animal. None of them have ever spoken to me. Don't get me wrong. But they listen to me as though they understand English. And I have not taught a dog, a cat English. But I speak to them like, you know, I have dominion. And I'm not concerned about any animal.
You know what problem? We did a teaching on fairy tale and truth a couple Sabbaths back.
Fables
and truth, right? All throughout the Bible, you can see there was instances when an animal, or so-called animal, was interaction with a human, and it talked. And it talked, okay? So a lot of times, brothers and sisters, the Most High will make you see marvelous things. He will let you witness marvelous things and let you know all things are possible with the Most High. There's nothing impossible. His hand's not too short that he can't save. He can cause all things to be accomplished through his will. Okay? So he can do all things. Read that again. Read verse 43 again, prophet.
It's 44.
43.
Okay. And the Lord opened the mouth of the beast in order to comfort Jacob with its words. And it answered Jacob and spoke these words unto him. As the Most High Power lives, who created us in the earth, and as thy soul lives, my Lord, I did, and he acknowledged him and gave him his dominion by calling him my Lord. I did not see thy son, neither did I tear him to pieces. But from a distant land I also came to seek my son, who went from me this day, and I know not whether he be living or dead. He was saying something to him though. That he was communicating something. The wolf said, well, yeah, he was saying that he was coming, but he was also imparting a wisdom or a thought into Joseph. Why have you just automatically said that he's dead when you don't really know and you haven't found his body? So the wolf is saying, I don't know whether he's alive or dead, which should spark an imagination for a thought for Jacob. Verse 45. And I came this day into the field to seek my son, and your sons found me and seized me and increased my grief. Because I'm on a mission too. Right. And have this day brought me before thee, and I have now spoken all my words to thee.
Now this is a lot of talking that the wolf is saying, but this is not cartoons. This is real before Jacob's eyes, and the sons are seeing it too. Was this a normal curse? Have they witnessed this before? Because no one said, "Oh my God, what happened?" No one's running out of the room. Have they witnessed something like this before? Could have.
Potentially they have.
They've seen this before.
Well, one spoke to a donkey spoke. It's all throughout the scriptures.
It's all throughout the scriptures.
But when they pull things out and they deem what they want to, but then they'll put this resemblance of this on TV for your children to watch, to give it to you in your mindset, so that you'll think that, oh, that's fantasy, that's this, that's that. When actually originally it was written already.
It was already written. Go ahead, prophet.
Verse 45. And I came this day into the field to seek my son, and your sons found me and seized me and increased my grief, and have this day brought me before thee, and I have now spoken all my words to thee. Verse 46. And now therefore, O son of man, I am in thy hand, and do unto me this day as it may seem good in thy sight.